opening round match. Race stop number 5 in Denver. We got Marcos Chavez and Andy Nett. What a match. Big match for both players. Andy Nett in serious jeopardy of not making the final stop, the eight-man invite in Salt Lake City, and he's one of 5 who made the first 2. It all starts here today with Marcos Chavez, who's really playing outstanding ball. I'd throw it to someone else right now, but at the moment it's just me, so deal with it. Brief delay here before the start.
Oh.
Referee Bill is trying to get the players in the court. He's not just coming in putting his gloves on. They have both warmed up on the other courts, and we're going to start right now. Andy Nett serving, 1 game to 25, halftime at 15.
Very professional. We got black against blue.
Marcos, as always, keeping it light.
No, it's his serve.
Andy brought the ball to the match, and tradition dictates he gets first serve.
You ready?
Marcos looking.
All right, 0-0.
Marcos making a valid point. But nothing supersedes the I brought the ball rule. Quick side out, and right there would be a good time for Marcos to yell, "Ball don't lie." He was saying Andy was too late in the court and it should have been a side out. And technically, I believe he's right. What do you say, John? So Chavez earning the serve. And the good thing about this halftime game, he also, no matter what happens, he gets first serve
0-0
to open up at 15, to open up the second half. So it's not a big handicap to not have that first serve. And Andy answers right back.
0-0.
Could be another. Nope, Marcos left that one up. Good enough though. Tricky shot in the corner. Another situation, I think it's hurt Andy Nett this year. He's had some close losses. He's been drawing players. He's coming in his first live points of the weekend against players who've played 2 matches and only games of 25. I don't think fatigue's hurting him too much, but they're definitely used to the court and the other conditions. The other condition in this case, just how the ball stays up here in Denver.
Side out.
So just trading overhit serves and hard returns now.
0-1.
This is where it would have helped Andy to have a match under his belt. He wouldn't be continuously knocking that serve off the back wall. He might probably be closer to finding a rhythm right now.
1-0. Point.
Marcos slows it down, and that's why I think Marcos is really favored in my mind to win this match. Marcos is better than anyone at isolating that particular offhand, and in other matches, I've kind of seen that as a weakness of Andy's. Andy also, his main advantage will be to get hot in the serve, which he hasn't done yet. There's still plenty of time. But when Andy's got his big serve going, might be a little more than Marcos can catch up with.
3-0.
He should get a lot of mileage out of that serve today.
3-0. Short. Second serve.
Finds Andy above the waist, below the shoulder. Andy sets him up.
Replay.
I believe the WPH rule, it changes every tournament, as far as I can tell. The WPH rule is, at certain events anyway, that Marcos would have lost that rally. I'm here on my own. I'm not even on the email list anymore, so I don't know the rule for this tournament.
Out.
Nett with about his 5th or 6th chance to serve now. Usually after that many side outs, he's used to having a bunch of points.
Point.
And he breaks through there with good power down the wall.
1-3. Short. We don't have line judges, sorry. Second serve. Side out.
Again, Andy just not even close to locked in on that serve. Lucky to only be down 2 points at this point.
Side out.
Another chance for Andy. Marcos needs to hope Andy doesn't find that range while Marcos himself is struggling a little. That was a better serve. Good reactions by Chavez. Bill currently a let them play ref. I like that.
Point.
Marcos is going to ask about that.
I thought you wanted the shot. It's got to be my call, and I missed the call, I guess. I thought you wanted the shot.
Now Marcos,
my bad, I thought you wanted the shot.
That truly is a toss-up call depending on the ref's style. And Marcos said he executed a better shot, definitely would have wanted that shot. Let's hope he doesn't burn himself by getting one called on him next time that he really does want.
Point.
And if ball don't lie, then Bill made the right call.
3-3.
Because Marcos follows up that argument with a skip.
Short. Second serve. Point.
Probably not the start Marcos was wanting here. An amazing run by Marcos in Houston. Through the qualifier.
Short.
Won a round in the main draw against Natti Alvarado Jr. Barely lost Emmett Bichotte in the quarters. And made it to the 5th place playoff final against Robbie McCarthy.
Point.
Good run here by Nett. Oh, by the way, he also won the senior event, including a very high quality final match against Tyler Handball.
Short.
So proving himself to have outstanding conditioning.
Second serve.
After that 3rd day and phenomenal match with Hamill, he stayed with McCarthy almost all the way, eventually falling to the younger player. Attempting to do the same thing here this weekend. He's in the senior draw.
Point.
So Nett making a little run here at 6-3.
6-3.
Marcos ended up in an all-out match just a few hours ago with Jonathan Iglesias.
Short.
For the 2nd time, I believe it happened in Houston. I don't know about New York, but the last qualifier ended up drawing the very first pro match. So Marcos finished his senior match at about 2:15, only to come back on the court for this match, a 4 p.m. start.
Side out. Three, 6.
Not sharp at all. It's not close to what he had in mind, and Andy makes him pay.
6-3.
Win or lose, Marcos does play tomorrow, I believe. They've been playing the spots down. He also opens his senior round play tomorrow. Boy, that's a well-struck ball.
Point.
Very live arm anyway, and he just got everything into that one. Timing was perfect.
7-3.
Need David Fink here now to tell me that's what he's supposed to do, John. David playing Anthony Celestio on the other court. I believe these two winners to play each other at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Dave Vincent, I just have no idea where he is. Good rally going on here.
Side out.
Marcos, one of the more difficult shots he's tried, but maybe that'll turn things around for him. Dave Vincent actually playing his opening round senior race for 8 match. Now he says they use complex algorithms and computer generated results to make the senior draw, but the draw is set so that if he wins tonight, he will play Marcos Chavez tomorrow. Marcos has a first round bye in the seniors.
4-7.
Marcos probably has that match in his head right now. Maybe that's why he's struggling right now.
Point.
This, honestly, coming into the match, I expected to see a fair amount of this. Marcos winning these types of points.
5-7.
And I hope for all of our viewers' sakes that one of the Davids wraps up those matches as quickly as they can.
6-7. Side out.
That one didn't bother him. That one dropped a little more into his wheelhouse. If Marcos hits it too soft, an offensive-minded left-handed player can get a shot at that. Very good serve, but Marcos not just giving the point away. Yep, they spoke too soon.
Point. 8-6. Short. Second serve. Point.
Good first strike by Nett. Chavez all the way in the deep left corner. Nett runs a safe shot down the wall that ends up being a winning shot. This here is what the Nett fans have to be hoping continues. Taking control of the point, and once again, as soon as I go one way, the opposite happens. But Nett, another mini run there, all based on the big first serve.
6-9.
He let that one drop too and unloaded. He's developed a strategy. The only thing Marcos can do to answer that is hit it a tiny bit harder, which eventually takes the back wall in play, or a little bit higher. But that's Andy twice in a row letting it drop as long as he could, just unloading on that return.
Point. (10-6). Point.
Nett absolutely dominating. This is the first time, and Marcos did turn 40 yesterday, but he's in phenomenal shape. And this is the first time it looks like there's a
11-6.
Might be a physical disadvantage right now. Andy just pummeling the ball. Marcos not on that play also. Not
first timeout, 1 minute.
Not looking like he's on top of it. We're going to a timeout here for 1 minute with a score 12, serving 6. On the race for 8. There's Dave Vincent. I'm hoping the match is over. Or is it? No, that's. I can't see. Nope, that's just someone who looks like Dave looked 50 pounds ago. Or is he ready? Oh, he's getting ready to play. There he is, nodding his head.
You gonna watch this, or are you gonna walk around? You gonna watch this, or are you gonna walk around? Would you want a line judge, or you know? We don't have any yet, but if I can get a second one, I will. Okay. Matt, you want a line judge? You want a line judge? Line judge? Oh, do you? You want
right behind that court, Andy Celestio playing David Fink, and we'll get an update at halftime. Perfect. We'll get our runner, John Bike, on over there.
All right. Hold on a second. We're getting line judges.
Okay, it's a match now. Now we got ourselves a match. Line judges and everything. But Nett, I believe a 6-0 run through more than one inning,
Yeah,
of
maybe
course,
not.
but I think it was 6-all. And this also happened. I watched a lot of the Indian Wells last week, and they just couldn't find a line judge. It wasn't finals, of course. They got plenty for those matches, but some of those early round matches, you'd be surprised. If you're asking people in the stands, they're saying, "Come on, we'll give you a shirt. We'll let you sit in this booth here. Put a little box around you." And they just had a very hard time in some of those early rounds. But sure, the part you see, all glory. They got linesmen all over the place, even switch them out. But you'd be surprised what you see live in the early rounds.
All right. Just a reminder, this is agree with me. This is disagree with me.
On-the-job training for our linesman. He's checking
All
his
right,
eyeglasses.
Andy's
That's always a
serving.
good sign.
Time in.
He's cleaning them right now.
We do have line judges now if you guys want to appeal call. Scores 12-6.
Nett definitely gotten more locked into that serve. And staying right there. Boy, that's
Point.
impressive. Or, as David Fink would say, what are you supposed to do exactly?
13-6.
Good mix to keep Marcos honest. Ooh, veteran
Point.
move by Marcos, but Nett not flustered at all. Rolls it out anyway.
14-6. Side out.
See if Marcos can get some kind of momentum here before the 3-minute break.
6-14.
Doubtlessly thinking about his senior match with Dave Vincent tomorrow. He's got to put that out of his head. Focus on the present.
Point.
Here's one.
7-14.
Marcos pounding, but right where Andy happens to be.
Check ball, please. Replay.
Andy giving him the right side. Marcos not taking it that time.
7-14. Side out. $14-7. Side out.
What happened there? See if Marcos can capitalize. Andy
7-14.
in an unfamiliar position between having fairly difficult draws
Point.
from outstanding qualifier fields this
8-14.
year and just being either straight off the plane or at least not fully into the match yet. He hasn't had many, if any, early leads this year. He's got to go back to his memories here and
Point.
go for the jugular right now. You don't want to let Marcos back in.
9-14. Side out. $14-9.
Serve a little high, but and it's
Point.
halftime. 15-9. We're going to take a
3 minutes, guys.
3-minute break here. We'll
Marcos
get
will
some
be
updates
serving.
from the other courts. Chavez will be serving when we return. 9:15.
There's no bad
Been
bounces.
watching the race for 8.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
Marcos, you got 2 timeouts left. Andy, you got all 3. Score is 15-9.
We're back. Chavez serving at 9:15, and Nett once again going right up to that deadline.
Hold it.
Smart choice by Nett. I've heard we were privileged to have David Chapman in the booth in New York, and I was privileged to be at home listening. He would call that shot from Andy 100% handball right there. Going for the winner down the right. Right, he's got the score back. It's now 10-15.
So it's a point. It's now 10-15.
But back to Nett in the previous rally. Shooting it there. It's either his winner if he hits it, or probably a hinder if he doesn't. Marcos coming in with new fire at 11:15 now.
11:15.
Oh, good. I honestly thought they just had my microphone off, because I would have done that if I was in the production, to be honest. But they are adjusting the score, so they must be listening to me. We're now at 12:15. Excellent start by Chavez.
12:15. Side out.
Nett capitalizes on the first real look Marcos has given him since the half.
15-12.
And a little lazy footwork there by Andy, and he pays for it. That was not 100% handball.
12-15.
We will not be joined by David Fink anytime soon unless something really changes. He is currently at halftime in his match, and the score is 15-14 with upstart giant killer Anthony Celesto. Anthony has a long, rich history, and a lucky bounce there for Marcos.
That's a point.
Of failing to qualify, coming through the back door, and then knocking off a top 4 player. Let's see if he can do that again. If he does, we might not see David Fink in here all week. Truly be a great loss. Another crotch there. I mean, Marcos was in control of that rally and probably deserved to win it anyway. But a bit of a break to actually get it on that shot. It's come from 9 to 14. Now we got ourselves a match. I attempted to get an update on the Dave Vincent match. I just couldn't get close enough to the court. They were 4 deep, shoulder to shoulder. Biggest backcourt crowd I think I've ever seen in my life. So far back that even the people I asked near me weren't close enough to know what was going on. It was like that game of telephone. The ref called 11-2, and by the time the word got back to me, it was an ethnic slur. I said, no, that can't be the score. I didn't ask your opinion on that particular group of people.
Time in.
Nett pushing the limits of the timeout again. Coming in right around the 1 minute.
14-15.
As is his right. Had Marcos talked so much about exclusive big ball he played, that's a good call. Yeah, he could have swatted. Marcos was in control, bad break, but still correct call. And he could have got that ball.
14-15.
But another benefit, Marcos, all of his big ball, I think I read this somewhere on the internet, they just, every game from when you're a C player, there's another one, Marcos mishit that, but luckily right back at himself. From the moment you start playing big ball, every game is for something. It might be $5, $10, and they're fast. They're rally scoring games at 12. So, boy, do you get a lot of pressure points in with that kind of scoring. Very boisterous galleries, lots of hooting and hollering. All helps develop your mental toughness for sure.
Side out. $15-14.
Oh,
Side out.
and he really needed to stop that run there and get something of his own.
14-15.
That's what Marcos is trying to do. That was a very good camera angle of the shot. His effective serve makes Andy hit. And you can see it's nobody's favorite shot, but Andy at that height, clearly uncomfortable. And Marcos did not capitalize. That was 3 or 4 times in that rally he isolated that mid-range left-handed swing, but did not finish the rally.
Side out.
Andy doesn't want that serve drifting high again.
$14-15.
And he's come all the way back to draw even at 15.
15-15.
Got to figure Andy far and away the dominant player in his area right now. So day to day, even though Marcos mainly different court, different ball, probably playing a couple of hundred points for money every week, which is probably exactly a couple hundred more than Nett gets to play. You probably have to play one-handed at shoes tied together or something like that for anyone up there to bet with him.
Hold it.
Okay, Marcos knows, can't complain. He probably actually did want that shot, though. It opened up early, and it was a low right-hander. Not faulting Bill, because Marcos complained earlier about Bill giving him a shot he didn't want. Smart shot by Nett there. No chance of missing it, and pretty wide open area to actually win the point.
What?
And we've just settled in. Maybe Mr. Fink or Mr. Celestia over there, one of them could put a run together, because they were 15-14 at our half, and we're only 16-15 now. Here's David Chapman will be playing on.
16,
we haven't decided that the Twitter vote is too close to call at this point. It's David Chapman and Emmett Pichotte, or two other guys. Don't recall.
Check ball, please. Replay.
Now see, by the rules of handball, this is one of Dave Vincent's pet peeves, and technically he's right. It's kind of like the shortstop coming off second base. Nobody ever calls it. If you finish your serve 16 feet from the wall and you get hit 22 feet from the wall, you've obviously moved into the shot. And yet it's just something we let them do.
Point. $17-15.
Oh, Chavez letting that one drop, putting her down.
15-17. Side out.
Not that uncharacteristic vocalization from Marcos, but you can't blame him. He knows it's getting into crunch time, and that's a shot he needs to make.
Short. Second serve.
Should get the side out here.
Side out.
We'll see where Andy Nett's at. I don't know the science behind it, but I know when I used to be a competitive player, the very first time I got extended at a tournament at altitude seemed to be the worst one of the whole weekend.
17-15.
Once I had my teeth into it up here, it just seemed like you'd kind of get used to it. But that very first time you're winded, you're like, what's going on here?
Side out.
Marcos definitely had that in his other match with Iglesias. Nett has not experienced that yet.
15-17.
The pro team's much more sophisticated than they used to be, always making sure to have a vigorous shoot around or practice session before the actual games everywhere, but probably serves them extra benefit here in Denver.
Side out.
You just wonder in Marcos Chavez's head. He's so steely, so generally on top of things, but you know part of his brain has to be thinking, I play Dave Vincent tomorrow. Biggest hooks I've ever seen in my life. I play Dave Vincent, and I'm such a favorite. It's a no-win for me. I'm supposed to beat him, but look at that, and that's why he missed that shot right there. I'm sure of it. Nett did nothing to do that. That's Marcos Chavez worried about Dave Vincent's hooks. So we're at 18-15 now. Beautiful serve. That's, boy, if Nett happens to find that, we could be out of here in a minute. I've seen Andy Nett that just looked so effortless. Just a little higher, that's all Marcos needed. Excellent drive.
Side out.
Just open that door a crack with that serve, maybe 2 feet deeper in the court.
15-19.
Snapped that one off pretty well. I like really seeing that elbow leading a smooth swing through the ball. Little extra pop on it when you get it just right.
16-19.
Marcos going power serve.
Side out.
That's another. That's a Dave. If Andy wins this match, he needs to send flowers to Dave Vincent, because that's a Dave Vincent miss. He knows he's playing Dave Vincent tomorrow. He's not 100% in this match. Good return by Marcos.
Side out. $16-19.
Some action going on in one of the other courts. You heard a little bit of the feedback. Oh, there should be a point, but he leaves it a little high.
Point.
Just one shot later, but same result.
17-19.
Let's see what happens here. He's supposed to call contact right. He had. If there's act, we'll see what Billy does.
You got to call it if you're.
That's. I think this is a really borderline call, because by rule, Andy was a little bit late on the throw the arms up. He kind of saw the result. You can call contact on your own shot, and it's an honor call. that referees almost always accept. But he made the call, it looks like a little bit too late for Billy to accept. That's the closest thing I can figure. Anyway, that wasn't the 18th point for Marcos. I guess if I were Dave Vincent here, I'd call for a replay, but I think I saw what I saw. I believe we're at 19-18, and Andy was contacted, but it's his job in that position, if the ref doesn't see it, to instantly stop the play. And Billy said, "You got to call that." And he said, "I did." As far as I could tell, he did far too late, like after he already saw the result of his shot. But it's not bothering him at all. He's at 20-18 now. I'm dwelling on it more than he is. Just being near this WPH broadcaster blazer makes me dwell on referee calls.
Point.
And Nett using it to fuel him. From the call he wasn't happy about, has just won 2 crucial points. We're getting closer to 25.
Side out.
I don't think that was a clean hit. That can't say for sure. I think that might have been a little bit of a Sapo. Marcos's body language kind of gave that away. That's Andy let that one drop, and Marcos knows what he's doing now. It's got to be perfect. Oh, it's just by a fine hair. Missed that one.
19-21. Side out.
Yeah, so Marcos keeping it real. We didn't have the right camera angle for that, but I viewed over the corner there. He just slammed the wall in disgust, and that's
21-19.
He knows that's a shot he always makes, needs to make at this stage. He's only got 4 more points to give away, and Andy's probably good for 2 aces.
Side out.
But that fire helped him that way. Boy, he apparently knows himself. Because he smashes his hands in the wall and then just hits a perfect serve return the very next shot. And he's still trying to stay with the adrenaline. That was slightly overhit. Break.
Point.
Big break there. And this is where I've been wrong, and I'm not even going to announcer's curse it, but Marco's playing points like this all day, every day. After work, I mean, all evening, every evening. He's just in this situation in every practice match. 5 points, someone's going to get paid, someone's not.
Replay.
Now, Andy didn't bring this up before, but a WPH rule at most tournaments is that when it's knocked out of the court, you lose. And unfortunately, our entire rules committee is on the court right now.
What's that?
I think I'm gonna go to David Fink, or I'm gonna go ask.
He hit a legal shot, and it's replay. Replay. Hold on a second. That's a replay. I heard it's a replay. He hit a legal shot and it came out of bounds. He hit a legal shot, it should be a replay. I agree. Hold on, I'm calling it a replay. I'm calling it a replay. If Andy wants to, if you want to protest, we can get Dave Vincent up here if you want to protest, Andy. I think it's a replay. is 20-21. Point. 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 22-21.
Very exciting story there. The WPH is in the process of changing a rule, and Chavez using it to pull himself up to 22. Boy, what I'd like to do is not talk about this match at all and just talk about the exchange that just happened. And, well, I'd be following broadcasting tradition if I did that. But Chavez all fired up at 23. Nett might need a timeout here. Major momentum swing on a disputed call that they actually have called on a court-by-court basis both ways this year. The traditional rule is replay. WPH is trying to implement a you hit it out too hard, you lose, like racquetball. Big side out by Nett there. Need someone to call a timeout so we can get into what actually happened. It involved Nadia Alvarado in the gallery and a less than perfectly classy remark from Chavez directed toward Nadia. And oh my gosh, we've got an update. David Fink, the giant killer Anthony Celestio, has done it again. He's beaten David Fink. Absolutely amazing.
23-21.
So the mental picture I took of the draw, I believe the winner of this is going into Anthony Celestio now. And Anthony's beautiful shot. Why would Andy not call timeout right now?
Match point, 24-21.
Not just selfishly so I can talk about something else. This is the 4 points Marcos has just scored here. Okay, well maybe that's why. So to finish that thought, Celestio has 3 major upsets as a lucky loser. When we put that idea together, we thought there would never be any. But he is not a 25-17 Celestio over Fink. That's amazing. The winner of this to play Celestio.
Side out.
When I checked at halftime, it was 15-14. So amazing. You kind of wondered if Fink could turn it around at that point. And the giant killer strikes again.
Point.
And Marcos Chavez advances.
Nice match,
All right, so we're going to take a break here before our next match, and we're going to check the final Twitter results before we even announce which match that is. Does the production crew have the results yet, or are we still holding out for another few minutes? Well, we will. Okay, we'll be back at the top of the hour then, about 10 minutes. And we've got, the problem is, it's a great choice to have. Well, David Chapman has just made the choice. David Chapman has just taken the court. So apparently it will be David Chapman and Emmett Pichot.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards!
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it goes.
Oh, no!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you. Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.